Leos, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for the week of November 14th through the 20th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different, which means your sign might be different, and you'll want to watch this for the right sign. All right, so Leo, this week we kick things off with a full moon, and it's going to give us a lot of awareness and perhaps even a bit of momentum going into this week. So this is a full moon that's going to be in two key areas for you. One is your career. So a really good time around Monday to do the status check with your career. Now, it's not always career for profit. It could be a productive life. It could be your public life and even your legacy. You know, whatever it is that you feel like is future oriented there in the productive sense. So a good time to see what's working in this area and what's not. Likely some things are coming to a head. At the very least, you should have this awareness about it. And now how you can continue to cultivate this area over the next 6 months. All right, take what's working, move with it, and make it into something long-lasting. Now, the other area is your ninth house. This is also a high point of the adventurous side to your life. For the year at least. And so this is anything that expands your horizons. For some of you, it might be philosophy. Others, it might be spiritual studies, university, adventure in the literal sense, such as through travel or that kind of a thing. But fundamentally, I think it's about your belief systems. And now you can have the status check about the importance of having open belief systems. That when we limit ourselves with what's possible, then it prevents us from attaining those things. We can only attain what we believe is possible. And so, of course, that has to be done with moderation. We don't want to create unhealthy over extremes with that. But this is the kind of status check where you can ask yourself, how are your belief systems? And do they promote these long-term goals of yours? And if so, great. And again, move that forward. But to be aware of it, I think, is the key with the full moon. Now, that's, like I said, right at the beginning. This week, we do have a very important conjunction, however, involving Neptune and the South Node. I was talking about this last week. It's going to go exact on Thursday. So we'll say all week, very much, but particularly around Thursday, there's this past energy being released. And what I mean by that is past patterns, past psychological patterns, things that are unhealthy, things that are out of balance, that now we can bring back into balance. And for you, a lot of this has to do with relationships, okay? The conjunctions in your seventh house. And so it might be an over extreme for some of you. Some of you, do you feel like, and ask yourself this, do you feel like there is this over idealization about relationships or fantasies or dreaminess that might be unhealthy? Or maybe it's an under extreme. Maybe there's been not enough relationship energy in your life. Has it been complacent? Has it been lethargic? Has it been that kind of under extreme? And so it's just like the full moon, a great time to do a status check and see, and there likely will be some, in some ways and in some areas, there is something out of balance here, either too much or not enough, having to do with relationships, having to do with really acceptance, because Neptune in your seventh house is about accepting the relationship sphere for how it is. And the closer you can connect to that, the easier things will naturally flow. But again, it's not about avoiding it, and it's not about pursuing those, fantasies either. So balance is the name of the game with all the planets, but with the South Node, it does tend to imbalance the energy because it's suggesting there's some past unhealthy things being brought to the surface for the transformation, for the change. And that's exactly what this week is about making the change here with this whole relationship or partnership part of your life. So it can be balanced, it can be healthy, and it can flow. So the key, like I said, is Neptune. I think this is about acceptance and just bringing things back into this more receptive nature and willingness to maybe put some things forward if there hasn't been enough energy in that area. All right, now this is all in relation to the fact that the North Node is in your first house. So this year, next year, yes, it is the time for you to become more independent, let's say, to cultivate your personal needs, in your goals, in your ambitions in life. This is your house, the North Node. It's not a major thing until we have eclipses and stuff, but it's this undercurrent of this year and next year leading you into this. So obviously, as you can see here, it's all about balance, right? We can't have healthy relationships if we don't have healthy independence. And we can't have healthy personal needs if we don't have relationships in life. We just can't have good life if we don't have good relationships or just healthy, balanced perspective on relationships in life. And so this is what this is really bringing up right now at the moment. All right, so that's the that conjunction. I do want to say leading up to it, Mercury is sextiling up to Mars this first half, so there is a bit of opportunity here. It's just an opening, as all sextiles are, and I think some of it might have to do with your home. You know, things are moving forward here. Saturn's been helping you build your home, your family life, and if it's not on that level, maybe it's your health. But all in all, your roots, really taking your roots seriously and reflecting on things. And with Mercury at the bottom, maybe reflecting on your past and learning more about who you are and where you come from, learning more about the soul and the intuition and these types of matters is more emotional, sentimental things in your life. So really good to put your energy into that, I think, this first half with the sextile from Mars. But Mars is in your 6th house, so the motivation drive could really be coming through your routine and through your work, your daily stuff. That can be a source of energy for you. I think it's really good, very positive. And utilizing this over the coming weeks, actually about the month, more than a month, Mars will be here in your 6th house, helping you get this this sort of energy moving when it comes to your routine, health, diet, and work. Okay, and this first half could be supportive for those things. And maybe taking some actions too with the whole values and the financial stuff, because you do have there's possibilities here with Jupiter in the 2nd, but Mercury does rule the 2nd, and maybe some opportunities there with community things as well, or friends or groups, that sort of stuff. All right, so that's the first half, and then again, like I said, that conjunction's on Thursday with all of this change this week, and this Friday leading up. Just after that conjunction, we do have a square from Mercury, a T-square involving the nodes. So what this means is collectively it's good to take a sort of step back, not to get too mentally caught up into this whole change, because what will end up happening, generally speaking, this isn't saying for you personally, but usually when Mercury squares up to Neptune, there can be uncertainty and there can be doubt when we are projecting into the future or we're trying to figure it out mentally. And so, again, this is all about change. It's about the relationships. It's about your independence. It's about even your roots. But give it a bit of space. And what I mean by that is really letting go, surrender, detach. In a healthy sense, of course. With, basically what you're detaching from is everything outside of your immediate control. Because it's showing what you do have in your immediate control right now, let's just say, is your home, family, or health with Mercury. This is about working on these things. But maybe there's some actions you can take, in fact, with your health or your location or something like that right now at the moment this week, particularly this weekend, let's say, right? So take whatever action is necessary that you might want to or may need to take in order to create healthy relationships and healthy independence. And although it may be uncomfortable because it's a square, maybe there's some action there, but with balance, with moderation. All right. So what's nice about this whole conjunction is Venus is actually in a very easy aspect to it. Venus will be sextiling up to that conjunction, which does signify that right now you can be really enjoying expressing yourself, enjoying getting creative, enjoying the playful and lighthearted side of things. And maybe, again, it's directly relating to those relationships, or at least there's just an opening for that towards the weekend. Okay? And maybe making some changes with the career. Venus rules the 10th, and maybe a bit of flow with the communication, because Venus ruling your 3rd of communication and your sun's here. There's a lot of focus right now on exchanging ideas or just exchanging in general, or maybe learning. It's a really good time to be reading, writing, sharing. All right. So anyways, Venus here can say you can be enjoying perhaps a bit of the more playful side to all of that. All right. Or just enjoying it on a lighter note. A bit of the exchanging or the learning, stuff like that. And expressing yourself can be very, very enjoyable right now. Maybe your hobbies and interests can be very enjoyable also. So that's all a supportive element to all these changes I do want to mention with Venus. And Neptune is actually going to be going station direct. Like I said, things are shifting, and this is going to be Saturday and Sunday time. So this takes time with Neptune. It's a very slow-moving planet. It takes weeks. But things are shifting. Things are changing with the relationships in general. And again, I think it's more about going with the flow. I think it's more about acceptance and detachment, and bringing, again, a healthy balance to this area can, I think, show you, you think it's going to happen anyways, but I think through this awareness, you'll be able to see that, yes, over these coming weeks, things are certainly moving forward in this department. All right. So Leo, that's the week in a nutshell. The way I would sum this week up is there's a full moon. It's a status check of your career and those, let's just say, belief systems. Okay. And seeing how those two areas are so important, and what you're learning or what's coming to your awareness this first half of the week can be cultivated this week. All right. This conjunction, things are changing with the relationships for the better, but it's going to require, I think, some change. Maybe with the square to Mercury, some uncomfortable change, but maybe some actions or things can be done to facilitate that. Okay. And then the week's end, again, there is this sort of this flow with Venus, a bit supporting this, enjoying the self-expression, and things certainly moving forward with those relationships. All right. So Leo, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.